again, everybody, and we're back for another week of Jake and Dana's Faves.
Hi guys.
What's today's episode about?
Band pieces.
Band piece that we played
Band piece, yes.
in college and high school. So why don't we just start with high school? That's when I first learned about Suite, Gustav Holst's second
which one?
suite. Second suite.
The second one.
Second suite. Gustav Holst's second suite in F.
Sorry,
Yeah, you were there because remember I played the euphonium solo?
That's right.
Yeah.
Because, you know, our school is so small, we never had
was kind of
euphonium.
small, so we didn't have a lot of brass players, so I ended up playing the euphonium solo on alto saxophone for that. That was one that I remember. We played a lot of great stuff in high school.
There was a lot.
We played something called the Black Horse Troupe. That was
I don't think I played that.
That was at a festival one year. I think that was before you got there.
That probably was. Was that the Diocesan Festival?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
All right.
All the Catholic high schools in the area once a year would get together and put on a program with certain members of the band. So I did that for a couple of years.
Were there any marching band pieces you enjoyed?
You mean like stands numbers?
Or like show numbers?
I really loved doing The Wall.
The Wall was probably the best show Central did.
Yeah, I think that was.
And well, I wasn't there when you guys played it, but The Wall was very.
That was my sophomore
very
year.
good.
That was my sophomore year. We did an arrangement of Pink Floyd's The Wall as our field show for marching band my sophomore year, and I think that was my favorite show. I honestly think that was my favorite show.
I wish I could have been a part of it. It was really good.
That was probably the last good show that they had. What did you like in high school?
It was a lot.
Because you were there after me, so you might have played some stuff that I didn't get to play.
Well, two actually. We played a Phantom of the Opera piece.
Oh, like an arrangement of all the stuff from it?
Yeah, it was kind of like an arrangement of all. Yes, it was an arrangement of all the stuff. And I just remember I was Barry sax for this, and oh my gosh, playing that one part in.
It's been years since I've seen Phantom of the Opera. So.
Oh my gosh, but it's the one was like da 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 da.
Oh, okay.
Playing that on Barry sax, extremely low.
You played that on Barry sax?
Yes, I played that on Barry sax because again, like in your instance, it was a euphonium
part. They didn't have euphonium.
They didn't have euphonium, so Barry sax played it. And let me tell you, I love playing low notes on Barry sax because they just sound
especially low A.
So well.
Yeah,
low A is where everything is closed. I love it.
Yeah, that was fun.
And then the one for county was Magnificent Seven.
That was the one I couldn't think of. That was the one I couldn't think of. That's
again, Barry sax.
That's
I loved it. It was great.
Actually, I just remembered now. And I did not get to do this in college, but we played a lot of his music. Frank Ticheli's arrangement of Ave Maria. And there's so many Ave Marias out there, but Frank Ticheli's is by far my own personal favorite. But I played a lot of his stuff in college. Angels in the Architecture was another one by Frank Ticheli.
Oh.
You heard of that?
Yes.
Yeah, that's where there's a vocalist that has a solo in the background.
Yes.
Singing like I Am an Angel of Light. And then the trombones and bass trombones and the low brass come in with this really low sustained notes. It's really neat.
Were you there when we played an American in Paris?
I've heard of that.
It's very difficult, and I played oboe for that.
Okay.
Highly difficult, but it's such a satisfying piece.
What's it called? An American in Paris?
An American in Paris.
I feel like I've heard that before.
My favorite part is probably the one part where it's supposed to sound like a busy Parisian street. And there's just all different kinds of instruments making like car noises, honking, screeching.
Is it like atonal stuff?
Kind of like that, yeah.
Okay.
It's really cool.
Who's it by?
I'm not good with composers.
Okay. What's the other one? There's a ton of stuff I played in college. I mentioned in a previous one that I played an arrangement of the Star Wars themes. I think I said I had a story with that too, didn't I?
You did. I don't want to hear it.
Well, the night that we played that, there were several groups that were there that night to perform, but it wasn't when my group was playing. It was when a different group was playing. It was in a middle school one I had. For some reason, the fire alarm started going off.
Oh my gosh.
And I was in the band room, which was the holding room for all of us who weren't performing, and we knew the other group was performing. And we're in there like, where are the fire alarms going off? Everybody started like leaving the building. Like I think even the audience started leaving. The conductor just kept going, and then eventually he stopped, and everybody started leaving. But then they waved us all back in. And the alarm eventually stopped, but what didn't stop was, those strobe lights? The strobe lights kept going the rest of the night. What did you like to play in college? You played a lot of interesting stuff.
I did a lot of, well, you see, at my college, a bunch of students in the music department created created this group called the Ithaca College Gamers Symphony Orchestra. It is what it says. It's an orchestra
It's literally exactly
where they
what it
play music composed from video games.
Oh wait, are there saxophones in it?
Yes.
Then it's not an orchestra.
In some pieces we did have saxophones because there was jazz pieces that we
Oh,
played,
okay.
but it was strictly like an orchestra. So I played oboe for it. The best part about it was all the arrangements, all the the music was composed by, the video game composers and everything, but it was arranged by students.
Oh really?
Yes, it
I
was.
think I knew that about that.
Yeah, it was arranged by students and conducted by the students.
Did they get like legal things for that?
I think.
Copyright and all that.
I think there's two pieces that I particularly liked. One happened my sophomore year, which was in the spring, and we did a Legend of Zelda Wind Waker symphonic movement. It was probably one of the most beautiful pieces I've ever played. It had a harp in it. There was a harp in the beginning.
I played band pieces with organ.
The violins and the viola section for it were just beautifully arranged. Everything flowed together. It is so cool.
That sounds really cool.
It is beyond awesome. And then my last concert I did my senior year in the spring, the students arranged, what was it called? It was called Filled with Determination, an Undertale Fantasia.
That sounds awesome, actually.
10 minutes long. It was 10 minutes long piece. My sheets, I had 8 sheets of music for that. A lot of it was rest, but I got to perform some solos in there, including oboe solos,
Okay.
yes, including in one particular song, and it was probably one of my favorite pieces in the video game. Got into the arranged piece,
wow.
and I got to play the last note of that arranged piece. And to this day, people always tend
was
to
it like
be.
holding?
No, it was like a staccato note, and it was supposed to be like squeaky.
Oh.
So my oboes kind of did a little squeaky sound.
Okay, I get it.
And the best part, I loved playing that, and as soon as I played that, the whole entire audience laughed. And that was the point of it.
It was like a stinger kind of thing?
No. It kind of went it was
I get it.
Do you want to know how it went?
Nah, it's alright.
Okay.
I got it. I got two more that I just remember from college.
All right.
Because I was a music major, we had to perform a senior recital. The first piece of my senior recital was the first movement of David Mislanka's Concerto for Alto Saxophone and Wind Ensemble. You were there. I think you were there. You probably heard it.
Yes.
Some of the most beautiful music for saxophone that I had ever heard. Oh my, was that some absolutely gorgeous music. Between that and the Joseph Wilcox Jenkins Symphony that our wind ensemble recorded, but I have not heard the final product. We recorded it my senior year, over 3 years ago now, and I still haven't heard the final product. But
wow.
There was one part, it's a 3-movement symphony, half an hour long. There was one part of 10 measures in the middle of the movement, of movement 2, where the trumpets just soar above everyone, and you have the low brass, and everyone else just comes together, and it's all it's not sustained notes, but it's longer values. It's not a very technical section.
Right.
It's really it's meant to be very legato, very what's the other word I'm looking for? Expressive.
Expressive. Okay.
It was probably the most beautiful 10 measures of music I've heard.
Wow.
And I have yet to hear this final recording. I don't know how I'm going to ever hear the final recording.
Can you email someone about it?
I probably could, but I think that's the extent of our favorite band pieces that we've played. I'm sure there's more, and I'm sure once I turn the camera off, I'll remember more. So, hope you enjoyed this episode. Next week, what are we doing next week? Restaurant?
Restaurant.
Favorite restaurant?
I believe so, yes.
I think so. So, big shift from music to
eating
comestibles.
That's a new word for me.
You don't remember Plankton in that one episode of SpongeBob talking about affordable comestibles?
Maybe. I don't know. But that's just new to me.
Okay. We'll see you all next week. Take care and God bless.
Bye.